Hello Pokemon trainers! Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium Singles video, part of my Road to Masters series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium Singles ladder. Today we are continuing with the team I showed off last time. This is a Regidrago and Hisuian Zoroark team that I built. And the rest of the Pokemon on the team, I did include them on the team with the purposes of complementing these two new Pokemon. But I mean, the rest of the Pokemon are just pretty standard, like Iron Bundle, Chien-Pao, Ting-Lu. These are just really good Pokemon in the meta. So if you want a more in-depth description of this team, I will post a link to the previous video in the description below. And that video is when I introduced the team and I played a couple games with it and I talked about the team in detail. But there's the team code for you if you want to try it out for yourself. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And spoiler alert, I'm actually recording this intro after the fact. This team is going to get me to Master Ball tier. So this is a Master Ball ranked team using Regidrago and Hisuian Zoroark. So enjoy. Let's get to the games. Here we go with battle number 1. My opponent has some cool Pokemon. They've got Spectrier and Cinderace. They have a pretty fast team, I would say. Well, I mean, I have kind of a faster team, which is kind of funny. Let's see. I actually think Ting-Lu looks like a solid lead here. It's actually pretty good against a lot of their team. The downside there is that they do have that Urshifu, which is pretty good against Ting-Lu. I kind of wonder if I should still lead with it though. And then Zoroark, would I bring Zoroark here? Zoroark might actually be kind of okay. I'm gonna bring Ting-Lu, Scizor, and Regidrago. We're finally gonna get to show off Regidrago here. Reason I'm bringing these is, you know, Ting-Lu, like I said, is pretty good against their whole team. And then Scizor kind of helps against Urshifu, which is a Pokemon, again, that I'm afraid of. Wow, my opponent's trainer card is really cool there with the shiny Charizard. So my opponent leads with the Urshifu, unsurprisingly. Kind of expected this. I might have to go ahead and Terra right away, which is, you know, never something that you want to do. If I Terra, that makes Scizor worse against the possible Cinderace. I think I do it though, because if I do Terra, I think it kind of turns the matchup around for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fire off an Earthquake here, kind of see what their item is. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm kind of choosing to forego the tempo of terastallizing later in favor of like just kind of keeping the momentum going now, if that makes any sense. I think there was a better way to explain that, but basically the reason I'm doing this now is because I'd rather do this and waste my Terra and stay in and get off damage on this Urshifu than switch out into something else and kind of keep the momentum in my opponent's favor. So this Earthquake does very little. I think I'm just going to get up Rocks here because they do have a lot of Pokemon on their team that are weak to Stealth Rock. And after seeing how little that Surging Strike is doing, I kind of feel safe just kind of going for Stealth Rock, and then I can Ruination or Whirlwind later if I need to. And that actually ends up being a decent play for me because my opponent actually switches. So I get a free Stealth Rock here. They go into Dragonite, which I think is pretty likely to go for Earthquake here. I don't care that much about that. This might be a huge risk, but I'm actually going to start with a Ruination just to break that multi-scale. And my opponent does go for the Earthquake. And luckily for me, oh, you know what? I was going to say, luckily for me, thanks to my berry, I actually take that pretty well, but that actually might not be the case. I'm just going to go ahead and Whirlwind here. My opponent might have Roost. I might survive this, but probably not. Wow, Ting-Lu is amazing. It's one of the reasons why this is one of the most powerful Pokemon in this metagame. I just completely ate that hit, and now I can Whirlwind them away. If they do not have heavy duty boots, they're going to be taking some good damage later on. So this is just going really well for me. And again, this is a reason why Ting-Lu is just so good, because it can just survive hits for days and just kind of wreak havoc on the opponent's team. Do they have heavy duty boots? They don't. Okay, cool. Well, only one of their Pokemon can have it, right? I'm just going to go for Earthquake. I don't think there's a reason not to. They go for Pyro Ball. I might survive this. Oh, wow, dude. Oh my god, my opponent's got to be so upset with this. This thing, you know, sometimes you just have games like that where this Pokemon just kind of single-handedly just destroys the opponent's team, and it just kind of feels unfair. It's a really good Pokemon. That's how I feel with Iron Bundle as well. You know, I've had games where, again, Iron Bundle just kind of solos the opponent's team. They go into Dragonite, and they do, in fact, have they do not have the heavy duty boots. The question now is, what do I go for here? Because they could have Roost. I'm just gonna Whirlwind. I know that probably seems weird, and I do not mind at all if they knock me out. I kind of want that, actually, so I can get a free switch into something else. The beautiful thing here is that it means that Scizor actually is primed to kind of just finish this game, because I'm max HP and max defense, and both of my opponent's last Pokemon are physical attackers. However, I'm tempted to go for Regidrago here just because we haven't gone for it yet, and I feel pretty safe at this point. The question is, do I get greedy and go for Dragon Dance? I'm just going to go for Dragon Claw here. I should be faster than them. I'm not. Oh, well, duh, they go for Extreme Speed. That does a good chunk of damage. So I didn't get to see what their Dragonite's item is, and importantly, my opponent still has not terastallized. So whatever their Urshifu Terra type is, that could be a problem for me. They could have like Terra Blast and a super effective Terra type. That'd be really scary, but I do love that we get to kind of finish this game with Regidrago, because that's a Pokemon that, you know, I'm featuring in the team, and we didn't get to show it off last time. Just gonna go for the Dragon Claw. I could Dragon Dance, but I just kind of feel like they're just gonna do a lot of damage to me anyway, so might as well just kind of, you know, go for the damage myself, and I might possibly knock them out. I am max attack. Okay, they close combat should do a lot, but yeah, it cleans me out for sure. No worries. And I guess there's a chance that this is actually kind of awkward, to be honest. Yeah, am I gonna lose? The thing here is I don't have a move that's good against them. That's the big problem. So I'm just gonna start with Trailblaze, just see how much it does. Obviously it's not gonna knock them out, but none of the moves I have are going to knock them out. We get to see if they have Punching Glove. Punching Glove makes punching moves do more damage, but also makes them no contact, so it would not get my Rocky Helmet. They have their Terra Fighting, which is going to be that's going to boost the power of their close combat. Once again, though, because of the fact that I'm max HP, max defense, I should be able to take this, and they should take Rocky Helmet Recoil. Okay, cool. This should be game then. They're lowering their defense. I think they're at -2 defense now. And I have Bullet Punch. They could have Aqua Jet. So yeah. Perfect. All right, we just clean them out there. That was a close one. And Urshifu, it's really weird because when you run up against Urshifu, when you play against Urshifu, it feels really good. Like, it's really good when you play against it, but all the times I've tried to use it, it hasn't felt that good for me. So I just don't know how to use it well, I guess. But, you know, it's a Pokemon that you kind of play to its strengths, and it's kind of a narrow Pokemon. Like, it doesn't have that many options as far as moves and items and stuff, but it's definitely a strong Pokemon. But for some reason, it just hasn't been working great for me. Either way, we are going to take the W on that one, and that is going to be a nice showcase for Regidrago. I mean, Regidrago did a little bit there. Hopefully we can show it off in the rest of the video, but yeah, let's go to game 2. Awesome, that battle finally took me to Master Ball. It took me a while, like I was saying in the previous video. I was kind of going back and forth, like I would win a game or two and then I would lose a game, and you know, all the progress would be kind of eaten away, and I had to keep kind of going back and forth like that. But this team, this Regidrago Hisuian Zoroark team, took me to Master Ball rank, so that's awesome. Battle number 2, we've got another Urshifu, we've got Ting-Lu, we've basically all the Pokemon on my opponent's team are very good. So with that in mind, what am I gonna do? Regidrago is not amazing here, although I am Terrifier. As I've said, Terrifier is meant to take on the Pokemon like Chien-Pao and Fluttermane, take on their super effective moves. My own Chien-Pao actually looks pretty solid here as well. I think I want Ting-Lu, but the thing is, I think my opponent's probably going to lead with theirs. So I like Bundle a lot. I like Chien-Pao. I'm just bringing the good Pokemon. Should I bring Zoroark? I'd love to bring Zoroark. I think the problem with it, though, is they might get up the Stealth Rock with their Ting-Lu, and at that point, yeah, I feel like it's pretty likely they're going to get up Stealth Rock with Ting-Lu. If I bring Scizor, also if I bring Scizor, then Heatran is a big problem for me. Huh. It's actually pretty rough. I'm gonna bring Regidrago again. I might regret this. Oh, because the thing, yeah, Heatran's actually a Pokemon that my team is not super well set up against. I do have Iron Bundle, and then the thing with Regidrago against Heatran is if their Heatran is Terra Grass, which is decently common, then they resist my Earthquakes, and then they are immune to my Fire type moves. So if they Terrastalize with Heatran, then I can hit them with Dragon moves from Regidrago. But if they don't Terrastalize, then it's the mind game. Like, you know, do I go Earthquake or do I Terra Blast? I don't know, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. My opponent leads Chien-Pao. This is a matchup that happens very often, and I talked about it in my last video as well. You know, I'm faster than they are, and if I can land the Hydro Pump, it's going to do massive damage. But I open myself up to taking massive damage from them as well. So I'm just gonna go for it. I usually like to just go for it with this matchup. I usually just click Hydro Pump and just go from there. They go Sacred Sword, and I do survive that, which is beautiful. The question now is, do they have Sucker Punch? Which I think is probably, I kind of feel like you should always expect it to have Sucker Punch. The thing is, I just cannot switch here. I have to just stay in, even if that means getting knocked out. We know that they do not have Life Orb, of course, so they are going to live here. It's possible, I guess, that they could have... they were probably Focus Sash, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we could kind of go off here. Go into this thing, Terra Fire, and then Dragon Dance. Is that weird? And hope that they go Icicle Crash. I'm gonna do that, and this might really just open us up to just getting destroyed, because if we end up losing Regidrago, then having Chien-Pao as my last Pokemon is very risky, because it's a great Pokemon, of course, but like, you know, they could have some Focus Sashes, or they could have that Dragonite with Multiscale. Like, there's just a lot that could go wrong, but let's show off the beauty of this Regidrago. I built this set, you know, specifically to have a unique Pokemon that can help me against these common Pokemon, and this is exactly what's happening there. Perfect. So I go Dragon Dance here, and here's the beauty of this, because they could still hit me with Sucker Punch and do a lot of damage, but given that I'm showing them Dragon Dance, they actually might not want to do that. And I have enough speed EVs now to outspeed Chien-Pao by like 1 point. They still make the smart play and go for Sucker Punch. This is gonna get my Citrus Berry, but unfortunately my Regidrago is gonna be pretty low on health. So if they do bring in their Dragonite, you know, we might just kind of go down. I have a little bit of defense investment. Basically, my EVs, I think I explained this in the last video, but I have max attack, and then I have just enough speed EVs to outspeed, again, Chien-Pao and Fluttermane after one Dragon Dance. And then the rest of my EVs, I think I put 4 in HP, 4 in special defense, and then the rest of them in defense, which is like 44 EVs. But they don't have Dragonite. But they do have the booster energy. Dang it. I was like, wait, they don't have, or they go into this thing, which I'm pretty good against, but they have booster energy, which means they are going to be faster. That is something I should keep in mind. Honestly, I love Regidrago. It's a fun Pokemon to use, and I like this set a lot. Thing is, you know, like I said, I'm putting enough speed to outspeed, you know, Fluttermane and Chien-Pao, but Chien-Pao typically has Sucker Punch, and Fluttermane typically has booster energy, so they both have ways that they can kind of like get around my speed. But let's see what happens here. They actually Terrastalize. If they're Terra Fire or Terra Water, this is going to be rough. However, of course, they're probably just going to knock me out right now anyway. They are Terra Water, so they're probably going to go Terra Blast here. Otherwise, I don't know if they would have Terrastalized. Yeah, they do have Terra Blast. Okay. Probably losing this one. Because now I go into Chien-Pao and I have to just Sucker Punch. I am Life Orb for what it's worth. But if they have like any bulk investment, which is possible, then they're going to survive. So I just got to hope for the best here. I am Terra Dark, but of course I've already used my Terra for the battle, so I can't Terrastalize my Chien-Pao. So it comes down to this. I'm going to go for Sucker Punch and hope for the best. I guess they could have like Substitute or Perish Song, and if they went for that, that would make a lot of sense too. That'd be pretty smart on their part, but let's see what happens. I go Sucker Punch. What? No way. I didn't expect that. Okay, so that's crazy. Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Wow. So with Flutter Mane, you know, when they're running booster energy, I kind of feel like you might be able to afford just putting enough EVs in speed to make speed your highest stat so that booster energy will boost it. Okay, this is the last thing. But then from there, with Flutter Mane, you can invest the rest of your EVs in like HP to take hits a little better. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm always looking at ways to like optimize EVs and stuff. Let's click that Icicle Crash. They could knock me out with Extreme Speed. They can't Terra anymore though, but if they're Choice Banded, that'll hurt a lot. It'll probably knock me out. And obviously they have multi-scale, so they're probably going to live this hit, so I have to hope for like a flinch or something. So I have to get a little greedy here. They do go Extreme Speed. Let's see if I live. I do live that. Okay. If I didn't have Life Orb, I might have lived another one. No way! Oh my... Okay, I guess, you know, again, 4 times super effective, you know... I'm Chien-Pao, super strong Pokemon, and I have an amazing ability that lowers their defense. But I was just really overestimating that multi-scale, and I was overestimating that Flutter Mane, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if I'm just underestimating my Chien-Pao's strength, or if, you know, maybe they didn't invest any bulk into their Pokemon, and that's why I one-hit KO them. But hey, I'll take it, right? You know, I feel like normally that doesn't happen, where you just straight up one-hit KO those 2 Pokemon, but that was a great battle. Let's go ahead and let's do another one. And battle number 3, and we're seeing some familiar faces on my opponent's team. Another Urshifu, another Dragonite, another Chien-Pao, another Zapdos. Toxapex is a Pokemon that's usually somewhat decently easy to deal with, but if it combos with another Pokemon's typing, like, it can be really hard to take down. Like, you want to hit Toxapex with an Earthquake or something, but then they go into Landorus, right? So that can be a big problem. They have a lot of flying Pokemon, which does lead me to believe that Stealth Rock might be pretty good here, and in fact, I do think that's going to be the case, but I also feel like it's somewhat likely they're going to lead with Chien-Pao. I'd love to bring Scizor, because they have a lot of physical attackers, but then that opens me up to that Toxapex kind of just wreaking havoc on my team again. What about this guy? Zoroark. I just feel like I don't have enough... That Toxapex is the one thing that's like standing out to me. I kind of just think I'm better off leading with Iron Bundle here. And then... Is this a Chien-Pao game? I think it might be. Is this a Regidrago game? I actually think this might be a Regidrago game. I love that. In the last video, I showed off a few games with Hisuian Zoroark, and in this video, it looks like I'm showing off a few games with Regidrago, which, again, awesome stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if it does anything, though. Nice. I think that's a shiny Basculegion. I like their hat. Cool stuff. Really disappointing that we only have a few options for clothes. And we've got that. We've got the situation once again here, and I love me some Iron Bundle. It's probably going to play out the same as it always does. Honestly, it's probably going to play out like the last battle where, you know, they knock me out and then I go into Regidrago and just go from there. I should have really expected this. You know, again, when you're building your team, you have to be really wary of Chien-Pao. And honestly, my team does not have a great answer to a lead Chien-Pao. I probably should just start leading with Scizor if I'm expecting that. So here, I could sub. I'm going to substitute just to scout. This might be dumb. I just want to mix things up because it seems like every battle has started this way today. I'm just trying to mix things up here. Just see what they do, because there's some chance that they could go for like Sucker Punch or something weird like that. And we also get to scout for their item to see if they're Life Orb. The downside here is now I'm a little bit lower on HP, and so it's possible now that I don't live a... Was it Sacred Sword? In the last battle, I lived one of their hits. So now I'm just, you know, foregoing that possibility. We take them down to a Sash. They do go Sacred Sword this second time around, and I have no chance of living, especially because I already went for the sub, so that's a little awkward. This time around, though, I think I actually might just go into Chien-Pao. I mean, it's a risk either way. We're gonna speed tie each other. That's really risky. I also feel like I need to comment on the fact that my beautiful Iron Bundle hit yet another Hydro Pump. I've been getting really lucky with those Hydro Pumps, so gotta shout out to my Chili Willy, my Iron Bundle. I'm clicking Sucker Punch. I don't think there's a reason not to. It's a speed tie. It's a 50-50. They switch. Okay, that's pretty smart, I guess. We have no Stealth Rock, so we're hoping for the best here. They go into Urshi, and it is water. Yikes. All right, this is not gonna, this battle is not going well for us. They're gonna go no, they might go for a fighting type move. Huh. Yeah, this is not going well. Sacred Sword might do decent damage. I just feel like I'm better off getting off damage on this thing rather than switching. Wow, Chien-Pao is a monster. They're gonna knock me out here. But if they close combat, oh, they just Surging Strikes. Okay, well, that's still gonna knock me out because Chien-Pao's defenses are really low. So this lets me go into Drago. Probably just go for the Dragon Dance. I think this Pokemon gets Ice Punch. Should I run that risk, or should I just expect them to go for close combat? I'm just gonna hope. It kind of. I'm gonna Dragon Dance. I don't know. I was just thinking like, it kind of. Oh. Okay, so I'm really happy that I didn't go for the Terra, because they would have just pretty much knocked me out at that point. So they still do, they still do a lot of damage though. I actually don't know if they outspeed me this turn, I think I lose because then if they outspeed me, like if they're Choice Scarf, then they're gonna knock me really low, and then I'm just gonna faint to a Chien-Pao Sucker Punch. So let's go Dragon Claw here. I'm faster. Perfect. All right. And then Chien-Pao comes in. I'm going to take a ton of damage from that Sucker Punch, but there's nothing I can do about that. The fact that I have not terastallized yet means there is a slight chance. Okay, well, they go into this thing. There's a slight chance that they might actually, with Chien-Pao. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's think about this now. I think we just go Dragon Claw. So Zapdos would have, I guess they could have Terra Ice. Huh. Let's try that. Let's just see, because I feel like I'm losing anyway. I feel like, yeah, the hopes I have of winning are if they're like Terra Ice Zapdos and they terastallize right now, and then I just obliterate them with Terra Fire. If this is the case, I win the battle, which is amazing. But I shouldn't really expect this to be the case, They could also be Terra Water, okay. I mean, this still does decent damage. I think Dragon Claw would have done more, so that's kind of embarrassing, but yeah, they take that. I guess one upside to this is, wow, they hit the Hurricane, okay. Ooh, okay, that is painful. One upside to this, even though it doesn't matter anymore, is that that Terra Blast doesn't hit it doesn't make physical contact, so there's no risk of me getting paralyzed with the static for what it's worth. So, and Dragon Claw, I would have run that risk, but my opponent hits their Hurricane and wins the battle because they're Life Orb Zapdos. Zapdos is a Pokemon that, a lot of people expected to be really good in this meta, and it's not quite as common as you'd expect, but it is still a very good Pokemon. So when you see it on the opposing team, you definitely want to kind of keep track of that because it's a very good Pokemon. Regidrago, I love it. It's a weird one. It's a weird one because it has massive HP, but then its defenses are just so low that you end up taking a ton of damage from the strongest Pokemon in the meta. So if you want to run Regidrago, I think I'd recommend this set, but also I feel like there's other options you could try as well. It also has a signature move. I think it's called Dragon Energy or something. It's like a super powerful move. It's like 150 base power. Dragon type move, but it's basically like Eruption, which is, it does a ton of damage, but as your HP gets lower, it does less and less damage. So that's a move I really wanted to try out, but Regidrago is not the fastest Pokemon, and again, with these threats in the meta that are super fast, I just didn't expect that I'd be able to get off a lot of damage. So there's a lot of ways to run Regidrago. I think it's an unexplored Pokemon that's surprisingly decent, but you kind of really do need to build your team around it to support it really well and be able to be prepared for those answers, because even though I'm running Terra Fire type to counteract Flutter Mane, Chien-Pao, other ice types, stuff like that, fairy types, those Pokemon still hit really hard and they can still destroy you even though you kind of ignore one of their moves once, right? So you want to bring Pokemon that are going to help you against stuff like that. But anyways, that was a fun one. I really love this team. Let me know if you tried it out and if it worked out well for you. Let me know if you have any suggestions for other Pokemon I should bring. Leave those in the comments below, or other Pokemon I should make teams around. I'm really excited for that. And of course, if you have your own teams that you'd like me to show off, drop the codes in the comments and I will go ahead and show those off in another video. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.